tour. Okay, you have to go through security. Okay. So we're gonna have to take the elevators. Oh. Once you go through that. This is the elevator. This is the elevator. It tells you that it's gonna take you 60 seconds to get up there.
Bedrock is one of these skyscrapers. These are the Lenape people from the Lenape Nation. They were here when the Dutch arrived. Now they're gone. Governor's Island is no longer a fort. You can get condominiums if you wish. Burns on America's Bridge was built in 1962.
Welcome to One World Observatory.
When we stop at 300 plus meters.
I can do it.
So it took you 60 seconds to get to the 102nd floor.
Go ahead, ma'am. Take a board.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Just gonna join the line right here.
Welcome to the horizon level. See forever.
This is pretty cool. Here they make you watch a video about the New York changes through time. And just wait until the end because there's a very nice reveal.
We invite you to enter One World Observatory through the doors on your right, where a spectacular 360-degree view of the city awaits directly below you.
Brooklyn Bridge.
It's like we got all of Chicago's people.
They do have a restaurant here. Like a coffee is like $6, so it's a little expensive, you know. And then they have here some stuff about the observatory. And we're gonna go downstairs. There's a restaurant there. Oh, they have a nice restaurant there with the view. It's nice. Must be very expensive. Okay, so you can stay here as long as you want. They said that even until, I think they close at 9 p.m. So. Wow. So yes, it has 360-degree views.
Is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. We are the 7th tallest building in the entire world, and I will say that is because of the spire of our building. That's the pointy thing on top. That counts as part of the building. Therefore, it counts as the height of the building. So from the ground to the top of our spire, One World Trade Center stands at 541 meters, or 1,776 feet. And that represents the year that we signed the Declaration of Independence, 1776. A very intentional number chosen for the height of our building. This building would be a symbol of American resilience after 9/11. We chose that very patriotic number as the official height of the new number One World Trade Center. But even without the spire, the roof height is also symbolic. It's the same height as the North Tower of the Twin Towers. 1,368 feet to the roof. We have built in, therefore, the memory of the original One World Trade Center to the new number One World Trade Center. It took 8 years to build this. From 2006 to 2014, it cost $4 billion with a B. It is an office tower, and it is the home of Condé Nast in New York City. They are the magazine publishers that make Vogue, GQ, Vanity Fair, The New Yorker, Travel, Bon Appetit. Those are all Condé Nast. They are the anchor tenant of our building. There are more buildings to the World Trade Center. When you go down in the skypod, you will see the completed, finished World Trade Center. But we do have a lot of finished skyscrapers. Number 3 across from us, number 4 with the triangular terrace. We have a number 7, all of these tall skyscrapers surrounding the memorial, which is immediately below us. The memorial is where the Twin Towers once stood. Those are the exact locations of the North and South Towers. So that's a little bit about One World Trade Center.
So that's New York, right? Okay. Do you have to pay for that tour?
Yes.
How much is that?
I think 15.
This is New York, and that's New Year's. So they have a tour that you can pay, I believe it's $15, and they give you like a tablet, and you can put it against this view, and it will tell you what city it is or what's the name of the buildings. So something that you might want to consider if you are interested on that.
Also, throughout the day, we put on these shows for you where we can tell you some stories about New York and explain exactly what it is we're seeing from up here on the 100th floor. We use this very cool ring of screens called City Pulse to help us do it. So without further ado, this is... Sometimes we are literally in or above the clouds. But with City Pulse, I can show you New York in a much closer way. I can show you the New York of the past and how that city has evolved and changed. And I'll tell you some stories about New York because in our incredible city, stories are happening at every hour of the day and on every corner of our map. So speaking of maps, where are we right now? You are on the southern tip of Manhattan. And Manhattan is a very long and skinny island. And that's us, the blinking blue dot here in the financial district at One World Trade Center. Now, it tends to be that when we are on Manhattan, New Yorkers will much more commonly say uptown and downtown instead of north and south. So right now we are downtown. This is as far downtown as you can get. Just beyond these windows, Battery Park is at the very edge of the island, all those beautiful trees. And beyond Battery Park is the harbor of New York City. A couple very notable islands in the harbor as well. Liberty Island, Ellis Island, I'll tell you more about those in a moment. Sometimes when people visit New York, especially for the first time, they think that Manhattan is New York, that this is it. That is wrong. There is a lot more to New York than just this island, but Manhattan is a part of New York City. It is one of our 5 boroughs. You can think of them as counties. We call them boroughs. And Manhattan is actually the smallest one out of all 5 boroughs. So let me show you the other 4. Straight behind me, 5 miles across the harbor, is Staten Island. It is on the right side of that bridge. That is the Verrazzano Bridge. With all the trees around. Yeah. That's the top of
Ground Zero is basically where this building was, where the memorial is. Yes, look
Everything.
Look down that way on those sets of windows. Look straight down.
So in the evening you can see all the lights.
Yes.
And then for you, which one is better? The best? Daylight, sunset, or evening?
Oh man.
If you have to pick just one, what's the best view?
I prefer this time of day to the early morning. Early morning, the sun's very direct and you can't see as much depth or color. So I'd say now until about 6 p.m. is my favorite time.
Okay.
In terms of how much detail you can see.
Yeah. So in the evening you just see the lights. You can't see much detail of the
it
buildings.
Gets a little twinkly, sparkly.
Oh, okay.
Here you can really tell what you're looking at.
And the sunset you can still see.
Yeah, sunset's beautiful, but again, the sun is very direct.
Okay.
So it hurts on this side. I like when the sun's nice and overhead. You can see everything that way.
But can you actually see the sunset going down,
You
the
can.
view, like the orange?
You can.
You
and
can.
You can see when it dips below the horizon, and sometimes people clap. When
What?
the sun-
Yeah, really?
Yeah. There's always a lot of people gathered on the west side. Now the sunset this time of year is so late that a lot of times
It's like
don't
8,
have
9.
people up.
Oh,
yeah,
because
8 or
you guys
9.
close at 9.
We do.
Okay.
But in the winter it sets around 4:30,
Okay.
5 o'clock, and we have a lot of people come around 4:30.
What time it opens? This
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay, so you can see it for sunrise, right?
And I do recommend. The morning is nice because it's not crowded. But I just feel like it's a little bit washed out in the morning. I think when the sun goes up more, you can see more colors to the buildings, to the green. In the morning, the sun's coming in directly.
Okay.
And today is a bright, good.
It is a very
Yeah.
good day.
Yeah.
The rain helped a lot. It was
clear.
very hazy and hot, and you couldn't see very far out. But now it's very good.
Yeah, you guys got rain yesterday, and
Yes,
before
we did.
yesterday, a lot of rain. Yeah.
So that always makes it clear.
So we were lucky. I was lucky. I was only here 2 days, so I was hoping I had a good view. Thank you. Thank you. That's the Brooklyn Bridge, right? The Brooklyn.
Yes.
And that's the Manhattan, I think.
BMW, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Williams.
Oh, so
BMW,
Brooklyn,
Manhattan,
Manhattan, and Williams. Oh,
Williams something.
okay. And it tells you that this is the east side. Check this out. Delivery Island.
Staten Island is the least populated borough in our city, and Brooklyn is the most populated borough. 2.7 million people, about 500,000 people in Staten Island. Staten Island ends up feeling much more suburban than the rest of the city because of how few people there are compared to how much space there is. It's double the size of Manhattan, lots of residential neighborhoods. There's no subway system on Staten Island. There's one train line. You have one option to get from Manhattan to Staten Island, and it is called the Staten Island Ferry. It is a big orange boat. I'm sure we will see one leaving in just a moment. Every hour and half hour, the Staten Island ferries cross the harbor, and that's 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. They never stop running. And the best part about the ferry service by far is it is free to ride the Staten Island ferry. Completely free. You don't even need a ticket. So if you would like a free cruise in our harbor with very nice views of the Statue of Liberty and Manhattan skyline, you can any time of day or night ride the Staten Island ferry. It's rich. Brooklyn, most populated, most fun, in my opinion. It's my favorite borough. I live there. There are 3 bridges connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. They go in the order BMW. Easy to remember. Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge. But the Brooklyn Bridge is the oldest one. It was built in 1883, 141 years old. When it was built, they called it the 8th wonder of the world. This was the longest and tallest suspension bridge that had ever been constructed. Brooklyn is Queens. Queens is the largest borough in New York City. The Mets play in Queens at Citi Field. Also, Arthur Ashe Stadium currently is hosting the U.S. Open in Queens. That looks like a big white UFO that landed in the middle of the borough. That's Arthur Ashe. Queens is the most diverse borough. Hundreds of languages spoken on the streets. Our biggest Chinatown is in Queens. But truly, you can try food from all over the world. Go through the alphabet, pick a country, find a restaurant or food truck serving the cuisine of that country in Queens. I guarantee you it'll be some really, really good food. So Brooklyn Island, there is only one borough that is not an island, and it is called the Bronx. The Bronx is on the mainland of the United States. No bridge or tunnel connecting it to the rest of the country. It has the biggest parks in New York City. So that's New York City. It's not just Manhattan, it's 5 boroughs. Manhattan, Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx. That is New York, and that is not. The Hudson River is part of our beautiful neighboring state of New Jersey. Yeah, okay, little reaction from New Jersey. New Jersey is known as the Garden State, but truly from here it looks much more like a borough of New York City than Staten Island does. We've started kind of casually calling this the 6th borough, not officially. This is a separate state, separate laws, separate taxes, but many people who work in New York City live in New Jersey, and that's especially true of the cities just across the water from us, like Jersey City.
Thank you for visiting One World Observatory.